So one book that I finished recently that I actually didn't realize was a classic or how long ago it was published is Passing by Nella Larsen. I have heard of Passing because in 2019, 2020, Netflix released a movie with Tessa Thompson and Ruth Negga based on this book, and I didn't realize not only that this book is a classic, but then also how old it is. This was first published in 1929, and it was such a fascinating read. So the story follows childhood best friends Claire and Irene, where they are both light-skinned African-American women, but Claire chooses to pass as white, whereas Irene chooses to pass as black, and how that impacts their lives. And of course, with it being in the 1920s, early 20th century, it's still not the best time for African Americans, and so it was a really fascinating read and story on how each of the women are fascinated in how exactly they chose to approach their adult life. Claire also has a very difficult time. She's the one that is passing for white because she is married to a racist man who has zero clue about anything of her heritage and that she is black. And I thought this was a really interesting plot line in it too, especially because I learned through this that just because you are passing and you may marry a white man, that doesn't necessarily mean that your child is going to be even lighter skinned than you. You could still have a child that is very dark skinned, and that was really fascinating, and how that resembles what she knows about motherhood and how she doesn't really want to have more kids or anything like that because she's afraid of what her husband may do. It's also just a really great story on identity, how you choose to express your identity, and all things like that. It's not very long. It's super short. It reminds me of The Great Gatsby and how I was surprised when I was reading that in high school. It just seemed like it was so long, but really it's not that long of a book. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. Check it out, and you can mark off a classic if you're trying to read more classics.